Normally people believe that they should get this cyber wargaming simulation or tabletop exercise done once or twice a year. I believe it's a continuous process. So let me first explain what is cyber wargaming and simulation which is done. Now typically in cyber wargaming and simulation, you create scenarios where your company is under attack and you test the response. Now this could be done by dividing your organization into two teams. One is the team which is going to attack. The second team is which is going to respond. So this is called as something called as red teaming and blue teaming. There is also a method called as purple teaming, where we combine the blue team and the red team and you create a purple team, where one part of the team continues to attack, the other part of the team continues to defend, and there is a team which is involved in the overall process. So the purple teaming exercise is another exercise where you're not able to just identify red teamers or blue teamers. You also have a people who are both responsible for the offensive part of it and the defensive part of it, and you continue to look at various scenarios. Now, a lot of times cyber wargaming simulation is just done on the IT infrastructure, where we are looked at not touching the physical infrastructure. But today cyber criminals use a mechanism where they attack physically and then they cause a cyber attack as well. So when we do cyber wargaming simulation, I think a cyber physical system based scenario must be created by organization and not just look at traditional methods looking at phishing. The other thing is that the tabletop exercise must involve the senior leadership so they understand new types of attacks, particularly ransomware attacks, which come in and attack infrastructure, and look at if a ransomware attack has happened, create three scenarios. One is pre-attack, looking at before the attack where you have detected it. One is during the attack. The ransomware attack has already happened, how you respond. The third element is post-attack, where you know the systems are already hijacked and you need to pay the bounty, decide whether to pay or not to pay or restore the systems. Now these three scenarios play a very, very important role because most of the companies in India will face these scenarios moving forward. So how do you involve your leadership in this? When you're trying to create a response, plays an extremely important role. Second, whether you have access to resources to go about such a scenario, whether you have the legal safeguards, whether you have the communication safeguards, whether you have crisis communication plan set up, all of that gets tested in this. So if the IT team alone is doing the cyber wargaming simulation and drill, it will not help you when a cyber attack happens. You need to have the CEO involved, you need to have the CFO involved, and you need to have the chief legal officer involved. You need to have the company secretary also involved when you're doing such exercises. You also need to have the HR informed and the head of communication so that they know what they need to do if a cyber attack happens, a ransomware particularly happens. So people know what is a ransomware attack, how it starts, what they need to do, how you need to respond to it. A number of companies in India have undergone ransomware attack today. So it's important you do some of these cyber wargaming simulations on a regular basis and you install a system for doing it on a real-time basis to safeguard your organization.